welcome to another installment of Between the Weights. So, I want to talk about cues, right? And what a cue is. Okay, so as a coach, I use cues in the gym, right? And so my job as a coach is to get people to move in a very specific way, right? For to do the lifts the right way, to be safe, and all of these things, right? So a cue is usually a word that I use to get someone to move the way that they need to move, right? So like when I yell at you to get lower, or to get your knees out, or hips back, right, or back flat, these are all things that are cues, right? So a cue is supposed to help remind you of things that we've talked about in the past, right? It's supposed to be short and concise, loud enough for you to hear, and really it's to remind you of the things that you've learned before, and it's got to be just a little bit distracting. Meaning, when you're in the middle of a really heavy squat and you're getting to that point where the music starts to get muffled, right? You're getting pressure in your head, you're holding your breath, and all you can think about is hoping that you're going to come out of the bottom of the next squat, right? Because it's so heavy. We've been there. If not, you will be, right? So a cue is something that I've got to say quickly and loudly enough to distract you in that moment to get you to do the thing that's right. Now, you may hear me use cues that are wrong, right? Obviously, if I'm telling you knees out and telling someone so for example, if I need someone to get their knees to go out in a squat, right? Obviously, we don't want their knees to go out past their feet, right? We want their feet and knees to be pointed in the same direction when they squat. So sometimes the knees go valgus, which means knees like dive in the squat, right? So in order to prevent that from happening, I tell people to put their knees out. Some people don't understand what knees out means. So I say, push your knees out towards the weights, or push the knees towards the wall, right? Obviously, I don't want their knees to actually touch the wall, but that's the message that needs to get across to them, that in order for them to get them to do the thing that I need them to do. So sometimes you might hear me give someone a cue, right? That might sound wrong, right? But it's what I got to tell that individual in order to move the right way. So just because you hear me say, I don't even know, I don't have a good example right now, something that would be obviously wrong. I don't know, I guess some people when they deadlift, they don't need to worry about their back extension, right? Or when you're doing a kettlebell swing, I don't know, I can't think of an example. But that's what a cue is, right? It's something that I'm going to use to help get people to move the way that they need to move in a safe way. And so if you hear me tell someone something weird, like touch the wall with your butt, right, when you're doing a squat, like obviously that's not the goal, is for them to actually touch the wall, but it's just to get their hips to go back, and that's just what we found we need to tell them, right? So in case, something broke on my little thing. So that's what a cue is. See ya.